And it's a concept, one of my favorite concepts from psychology, known as narrative transportation. And narrative transportation is this concept in which when you are immersed or engaged in a story, you essentially leave reality and enter the world of the story. This is why when we go to the movies, we don't realize an hour and a half, 2 hours has passed. It's why we shout at the person who is clearly going into the wrong room of the house from the murderer, or cry when something happens to our hero in the story, because we feel as if we're there. We feel as if we're in that world. Now, the same thing works in our relationships with donors. If we bring them into these stories, they essentially become part of our organization. They become part of our story. And in that state, they are more likely to be engaged. They're more likely to be influenced. They're more likely to consider new ideas. They're more likely to have their minds changed, either towards giving rather than not giving, giving again, giving more, because of their experience in that reality or experience in that story. And that sort of is what's really sort of great about, I think, having this sort of idea of experience, which is, you know, an engaging experience. When you're doing that through communication, it's about telling that story that leads to that experience, that results in people making more sense of those features, of that data, of connecting the dots more clearly and in a way that your organization intends.